Tonight's story, Mr. Potter Takes a Rest Cure, tells how an American publisher and a rising young politician were unwise enough to accept an invitation from the mother of Bobby Wickham, a girl widely known as a dutiful daughter, a resourceful personality, and a menace to society.
Furthermore, is the minister aware of the dilemma this causes in the area where I have the honor to be a member?
Oh, boy, that candle.
Hello, Mr. Potter.
Good morning, Miss Whitney.
Oh, don't get up. What are you reading? Ethics of Suicide. That must be a million laughs.
I guess it's not exactly suitable for a day like this, but publishers can't avoid manuscripts even on vacation. The office sends them on, and this one's very good. We may well publish it.
Why not? Just the thing for the Christmas trade. We could do the copy around here, too.
Why, something wrong?
Oh, it's just this dump. Skelding's Hall may be my ancestral home, but to me, it makes the House of Usher look like the Folies Bergère. It's so dull here. I like some excitement, don't you?
Well, not right now. In fact, my doctor says I'm to have nothing but rest and quiet.
Oh, well, then Skelding's is just the place for you.
I'm real glad and grateful to Lady Wickham for letting me stay here.
Oh, you'll pay for it, don't worry. She only invited you down here because she hoped to bully you into publishing her soppy novels.
Oh.
Don't tell me she hasn't tried it on yet.
No? Well, not exactly. She has been kind enough to read me a couple of chapters most evenings after dinner.
Oh, you poor thing.
Oh, not at all. It's a small it's a great honor to read.
Speaker, let us consider the gold standard as a future feature of our financial policy.
Oh.
Yes, I know. Every prospect pleases and only Gandal's vile.
You don't like Mr. Gandalf?
Well, put it this way. If I were the only girl in the world and he were the only boy, I'd plead a prior engagement. Nobody likes Clifford Gandal, except perhaps Clifford Gandal. And Mother. He's a member of Parliament, you know, and he's going to be in the cabinet one day soon.
So I'm always being told, especially by him.
Mother thinks he's wonderful, and she'd like me to think so, too.
Oh, no, you can do better than that. In fact, I'm surprised you haven't already.
Oh, well, I have been engaged more often than not, but something always seems to happen.
What happens?
Me, usually. You see, I seem to attract these rather starchy men, and when I try to help... Well, now, take Claude Lynn, for instance.
What happened with Mr. Lynn?
I put a snake in his bed.
A snake in his bed? Why?
Well, I had this perfectly good snake. And if you've got a perfectly good snake, what else should you do with it except put it in somebody's bed? Otherwise, it just goes to waste.
Your young men do seem to live
And as we survey the European theatre, we must admit...
Yes.
There is little help.
I suppose you didn't bring a snake along, did you?
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Oh, I wish I was anywhere else except here.
If things get you down too much, try the Coué method. I do.
The what method?
Coué. Every night before you go to sleep, you say to yourself, every day and every way I'm getting better and better. And in the morning, when you wake up, you feel better. It works for me.
It wouldn't with me. I know what a liar I am.
I don't believe you.
There you are, you see. I'm not really a liar. I just like to embroider a little. It makes life more interesting.
Oh, that reminds me. How long is it till lunch?
Oh, it's ages yet. Why, are you hungry?
No, but I have to take one of these nerve pills before every meal. My doctor says it's absolutely essential.
Roberta?
Out here, Mother.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Potter.
Morning, Lady Wickham.
Roberta, where were you? I have been looking for you everywhere.
Oh, wasn't I there?
Don't be facetious, dear. Now, Mr. Gandal wants to go to Isha to get some books. I think that you must take him in your car, but drive carefully.
Oh, Mother.
I know you object to driving carefully, but...
I object to driving Gandal at all, must I?
Roberta, I particularly wish you to take Mr. Gandal to Isha. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Potter, Mr. Gandal says that if you'd like to go for the ride, he has several things he'd like to discuss with you.
Oh, thanks for the warning. Thanks for the offer, Lady Wickham, but I have a few letters to write.
Oh, what a shame. Oh, incidentally, have you decided yet which of my books you'd prefer for our little reading tonight? Agatha's Vow or A Strong Man's Love?
Well, it's hard to say. They're both of such uniform quality.
Oh, does that mean you're going to publish them both?
Well, no.
Or would you care to wait until you heard a little of Fetters of Fate?
Oh, I'd rather wait. Yes, I'll look forward to that. No, if you'll excuse me, I just have a few notes to make.
Oh, Mother, must I drive Clifford Gandle?
Roberta.
You see, Algy Crofts is coming to pick me up for tennis.
Now, Roberta, you know Mr. Gandle is a much more desirable companion for you than that waster, Algy Crofts. Since your poor dear father is no longer here to guide your social life, I must do it.
I don't remember Father ever doing much guiding.
Now, that will do. Now, you must tell Algy Crofts that you can't play today. Now, wait here. Mr. Gandle will be down as soon as he's finished practicing his speech.
May I remind the House, the Speaker, and the honourable member that we have gained a tincture of power in the Western Hemisphere, and it is in the exercise of this power that we have found a new area where... Mr. Potter, what are you doing?
Just thinking.
In a cupboard?
Oh, yes, I often come into a cupboard to think.
Really, how interesting is why?
More privacy.
I see, yes.
But still, I guess I might as well come out now.
Yes, yes. Actually, I did want to have a few words with you on Anglo-American parity of the gold standard.
But I don't know anything about Anglo-American parity.
Well, of course you don't, but you will after I've had a few words with you.
But I think Miss Wickham wants a word with you.
Oh, I'm sure Roberta wouldn't mind waiting for a while. Now, Anglo-American parity is one of the most interesting subjects.
Hello, Bobby.
Hello, Algy.
I see you haven't even bothered to change yet, you chump.
Sorry, Algy, tennis is off. I've got to drive Clifford Gandle to Esher.
Well, why do you want to do that?
I don't, but the mater does, and you know what the mater's like.
Yes, I do, actually.
Can I tell you something? Just between you and me, I think she wants me to marry Clifford Gandle.
No. Oh, I say, I wouldn't do that.
I know you wouldn't, you mutt, and you don't have to. It's me who's landed with Dogface the Wonder Boy. Mother thinks it's a frightfully good idea. She thinks she'd have a restraining influence on me.
Oh, I probably would, too. Ghastly. Take my tip and give the whole project the absolute go-by.
Well, I suppose there's always the chance that Mother might take one of her uncontrollable dislikes to him. She does take uncontrollable dislikes to people.
I know. She took one to me at first sight.
I know, Algy. Let's elope.
Elope?
Yes, that'd teach Mother a lesson.
Are you mad?
Oh, come on, it's not much to ask. Run away with me to Gretna Green.
Yeah, but what about your mother?
You want to run away with her?
Please. I shall be eating shortly. I mean, she'd follow us.
But you're not afraid of Mother.
No, I'm petrified. Don't you realize a woman like that could break a man's arm with one blow of her beak?
Roberta, have you seen Mr. Potter?
No, Clifford, I haven't.
Very strange. We were just chatting and he simply vanished from my side.
Good gracious, I'm sure there's some perfectly logical reason.
Yes, I suppose so. Roberta, I believe you're driving me to Esher.
Yes, I was just going to go and get the motor.
This is strange, that. He just vanished in mid-sentence.
I bet it was your sentence.
Ah, young Crufts, what are you doing here?
Waiting for you, actually, Clifford. He wanted your views on the gold standard. He's fascinated.
Really, Crufts, why didn't you say so? And what is your exact interest in gold as such?
Getting hold of it.
You see, yes, fiscal accumulation. It's a very interesting subject. Yes, sit. Now, are we talking here of actual bullion? Actual bullion? Or are we talking about theoretical global credit transference? Sit! The difference, and there is a very great difference here, Crufts, can only be fully appreciated if we study the Dawes Plan. Stay, the Dawes Plan, which you probably both know, was instigated originally... Oh dear, Roberta. Well, perhaps you'd both care to accompany me in the car, and we can continue the conversation there. Oh, I say, would you mind awfully if I withdrew that invitation?
Oh, no.
We'll try to survive.
You see, it's just occurred to me that this excursion with Miss Wickham may well afford me an opportunity to touch on a rather delicate and personal matter. Wow. The Dawes Plan. It's the Dawes Plan. Very interesting plan.
Saved by the bell, huh?
Let's hope for Roberta's sake it's not a wedding bell.
Oh. You think that may be the delicate matter he intends to touch on?
I shouldn't worry, Mr. Potter. Knowing the way Bobby drives, he won't get a chance to touch on anything. Including the ground. No, you'll have to wait for a more romantic moment before he pops the question. Meanwhile, I seem to be stuck with 3/4 of a mixed doubles. You don't play, I suppose?
Sorry. The only sport I indulge in here is a quiet drift and a punt on the lake after dinner.
Oh, let the solid ground not fail beneath my feet. Before that I have found what some have found so sweet.
Yes. Well, that's not much to ask, is it? An immoderate request, I'd say.
I have another request to make, Roberta, which may not seem so moderate. All this is what I was trying to tell you in the car.
What about the solid ground not failing?
No.
Well, it nearly did, didn't it, when we hit that pothole at 60? I thought you were going to leave me.
I shall never leave you, Roberta. Oh, Roberta. Surely you cannot be blind to the nature of my feelings.
Good gosh. He's going to propose to her. I can't stay here and listen to this.
You must have realized that it was love that animated my bosom.
No, Clifford, really. I had no idea that you even had an animated bosom. And if you kneel down there like that, your trousers are going to get most frightfully wet.
Hello? Is there somebody there? I believe somebody's fallen in.
Not fallen, Clifford, jumped. It looks like Mr. Potter.
Mr. Potter? Why on earth would Mr. Potter want to jump in?
Don't you remember what book he was reading this morning?
Yes. Yes, The Ethics of Suicide.
Precisely.
Surely you're not saying that
Save
Mr.
him, Clifford. Save him.
I certainly will.
Over here. Over here. Mr. Potter.
Down here, look.
Over there. More to the left. More to the left.
There he is. Mr. Potter, come on, here we are. Can't quite reach him.
Oh, let me give you a hand.
All right, Mr. Potter. Come here. I'll stop you from drowning. I'll save you, Mr. Potter.
I don't want to be saved.
What are you doing then?
Just having a walk.
Oh, all right. The man must be mad. Absolutely mad. I mean, there's no other explanation. His boat is over there, and he's here in the middle of the lake.
I know, Clifford, I'm sorry. It's a long story. I should have told you earlier.
You mean there's more to tell?
Not now. Let's get you back to the house and dry it off. I'm terribly sorry you had to find out like this.
So am I.
Oh, you're dreadfully wet.
Well, of course I am. Give me a hand, old girl.
Roberta!
Yes, Mother?
Roberta, what on earth has been happening? Mr. Potter's just run up the stairs, dripping wet, and now Mr. Gandal's gone up, soaked to the skin. Now, what have they been doing?
Fighting in the lake, Mother.
Fighting in the lake?
Yes, Mother. Mr. Potter jumped in to get away from Mr. Gandal.
What?
Yes, Mother. And then Mr. Gandal jumped in after him and grabbed him by the throat.
Ooh!
And then they grappled together furiously for quite some time.
Grappled furiously?
Yes, Mother. It reminded me of a picture I saw of some alligators fighting in the River Hooghly. I think they must have had a quarrel.
What did they have to quarrel about?
Well, you know how alligators are, very touchy.
I don't mean the alligators. I mean Mr. Potter and Mr. Gandal. What were they quarreling about?
You know what a violent man Clifford Gandal is.
Clifford Gandal? Violent? Nonsense.
Enter.
How are you now, Clifford?
Not at my best, thank you, Roberta. I've been soaked to the skin. I think I've started a head cold, and I rather fancy I've swallowed a newt. These things are not conducive to a sunny nature. Now, you did promise me a full explanation about Mr. Potter.
All right, Clifford, but it's not a pretty tale. I hope you have a strong stomach.
You needn't worry on my account, Roberta. One of my great-aunts was a field surgeon in the Prussian army.
Very well. He'd always been a sensitive lad. Ever since as a baby, he was found abandoned in the lift of the Empire State Building.
Good Lord.
From then on, things went from bad to worse, until one fateful day, he came home to find his wife, 2 brothers, and his cousin seated round the dining table, stone dead. Poisoned. Something in the curry.
What on earth was it?
Chicken madras, I believe.
Must have affected him terribly.
Oh, yes. Ever since then, he dwells constantly on morbid thoughts of death.
Yes, of course, the ethics of suicide.
Yes, I'm sure he's only trying to decide on the right method of doing it. He carries a very sinister-looking box of pills round with him.
Something ought to be done. I shall keep the closest watch on the man.
Oh, would you, Clifford? I'm sure that'd be best. His room's just across the passage from yours. Keep your ear open for muffled shots, yes, strangled cries, heels drumming against the wall, that sort of thing. Mother will be so grateful.
And what about you, Roberta?
Oh, yes, of course, Clifford. But not now. Not while a man's life hangs in the balance. I think I'll just go and have a little chat with him. A few kind words may be all he needs after his ordeal.
What about my ordeal?
Thank heavens you're safe.
Oh, thank you, my dear. Just a slight mishap.
A slight mishap. If I hadn't been there when Mr. Gandal was trying to drown you...
Drown me? Oh, now listen. He said he was trying to save me.
Oh, that was just a ploy to put you off the scent.
Hey, this isn't a bit more of your embroidery, is it?
Embroidery, Mr. Potter? I'm not telling you this. You were there. You saw what happened. The way he leapt out of the boat at you.
Why, yes. I guess he did kind of leap, didn't he?
Like a tiger.
Yes. But why?
He says you were eavesdropping.
Well, I couldn't help it.
Well, I know that, and you know that, Mr. Potter. But you can't tell that to a Gandal. He snapped.
Snapped?
Hasn't anybody told you about Mr. Gandal?
No.
Warned you?
No.
Didn't you know he was one of the mad Gandals? The mad Gandals of Gloucester. You know what these old English families are like.
Intermarriage.
Probably. Who else would have them? You lock your door at nights, don't you?
Why, what do you think he'll do?
There's no knowing.
But this is terrible. Why is the man at large?
Well, they haven't been able to pin anything on him. So far.
Does Lady Wickham know about this?
Oh, please don't mention this to Mother. It makes her so nervous. She thinks we've got him under control. Perhaps I can calm him down. I'm sure everything will be all right, just so long as you're careful. And whatever you do, don't let him get you alone.
No.
Good night, Mr. Potter.
Good night.
And good luck.
Yes? How is he?
Oh, very, very nervous. Listen. He's got a razor.
A razor? Yes, well, what about it?
It's not a safety razor. It's a cutthroat.
Good Lord. All right, Roberta, leave the whole thing to me.
Who is it?
It's Gandal here. May I come in?
What do you want?
What I want is a razor.
A what?
Not, of course, a safety razor. What I really find myself in need of is a cutthroat. Mr. Potter? Are you there, Mr. Potter? Mr. Potter, are you there? He doesn't seem to be answering, but I think he must be all right because I heard him moving about. In fact, he seemed to be moving furniture about it. Harmless enough, surely.
Yes, but I was wondering... Perhaps you put the thought in his head.
How do you mean?
About the razor.
Oh, good heavens. You must think me an absolute idiot.
Oh, no.
Shall I break the door down?
No, I don't think we should do anything to alarm him. I think we should wait until he's asleep.
But he may have done it by then.
No, I don't think he'd do anything in his sleep.
But how on earth am I to get in?
I suggest you climb out of your window,
Yes?
sneak along the ledge, and in through his window.
Good idea. Yes, I'll leave it until 2.
Oh, thank you, Clifford. I know I can rely on you.
But, Roberta, what if he catches me at it?
Well, placate him, soothe him, lull him.
I'm not sure if I know how to lull.
Give him a nice smile.
I'm afraid, Roberta, that I'm not very good at smiling.
Oh, come on, Clifford.
No.
Just for me.
All right.
Let me see your nice smile. Yes. That should lull him a treat. Good luck, Clifford. Sorry, Mr. Potter, but at least this'll get you out of Mother's clutches.
Every day and every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day and every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day and every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day and every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day. No! Every day and every way, I'm getting better and better.
Good evening. I expect you're wondering what I'm doing here. Well, as a matter of fact, I wanted to borrow your razor.
Don't you have one of your own?
Yes, I do, in fact, but I found myself in need of a cutthroat.
Why do you need a cutthroat?
Let me answer a question with a question here, Mr. Potter. Why do you have a cutthroat on your pillow?
Never know when you might need a shave.
Word of advice to you, Potter. Whatever you do, don't brood on the chicken madras.
Chicken madras. I'll bear it in mind.
And wipe from your mind entirely the Empire State Building.
The Empire State Building.
May
Right.
I extend my... I'm so sorry. My deepest condolences on the whole unfortunate episode.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh, I forgot.
Hello, Mr. Potter.
Good morning, Miss Wickham.
How are you this morning?
Not much better, Miss Wickham. I spent a very uneasy night waiting for that Gandal to come back.
Yes. Well, I'm afraid it's clear to me that he's taken one of his uncontrollable dislikes to you. Have an egg or something.
Thank you, Miss Wickham. I will take a little ham. Now, what do you think I ought to do?
Shh. Morning, Miss Wickham.
Morning, Mr. Gandal.
Morning to you, Mr. Potter.
Morning.
Oh, yes, good. How is he this morning?
I'm afraid he's very much worse.
It's all right, I have the razor.
I'm afraid it's gone beyond the razor stage. If you look very carefully...
Yes?
Not now. You'll see that he's got a box of pills by his plate. Now, if he tries to swallow them, move like lightning.
All right. Leave it all to me, Roberta.
In the meantime, could you try and cheer him up a bit?
Good morning to you. What a lovely morning.
Yes.
Surely such weather would make any man glad to be alive.
Yes.
Who, with all nature smiling, could possibly contemplate removing himself from so bright a world?
George Philibert of 32 Acacia Road, Cricklewood.
Pardon?
George Philibert of 32 Acacia Road, Cricklewood, was had up before the Beak yesterday, charged with attempted suicide.
Yes. Well, I'm sure with some very definite and serious reason.
Now, good morning to you,
morning, Lady
gentlemen.
Wickham.
Good morning. I hope you both had a comfortable night.
Yes.
Especially you, Mr. Gandal. Roberta's been spinning me some fantastic rigmarole about you stealing a razor from Mr. Potter. She also suggested that you had violent outbursts.
Well, you know me.
Yes, I do.
Don't swallow, Potter. Don't swallow. You've swallowed, haven't you? Well, I tell you what I'm going to do with you, Potter. I'm going to put some mustard down your throat. Yes, it's the only thing, Lady Wickham. All right, Potter. Just stay where you are, okay? That's it. Now, come here.
Mr. Gandal.
Potter, come here.
Mr. Potter moves jolly quickly for a man of his age, doesn't he?
Potter, come here.
I'm having second thoughts about Mr. Gandal, Roberta. Why is he trying to force mustard on Mr. Potter?
Don't know, Mother. Perhaps he thinks Mr. Potter's a hot dog. Do you know, Mother? Mr. Gandal asked me to marry him last night.
What?
Just before he tried to push Mr. Potter in the lake and drown him.
Roberta.
Life would be so exciting with him.
Roberta, I'm having second thoughts about your marrying Mr. Gandal.
Are you, Mother? Have an egg or something.
No.
Some ham.
No.
When do you think we should get married?
Never. I forbid you to marry that man.
Very well, Mother. Just as you say.